Nice. Good morning. Let's go ahead and come onto our backs. Soles of the feet together, knees wide. And then hands, one to your heart, one to your belly, or maybe out to the sides. Whatever feels more restful. And start to arrive on your mat. Letting your breath get deeper and longer. We're going to try to make this practice today a nice desk relief class. So a lot of work to open up the spine, the hips, the shoulders, all the places that get tight when a lot of time spent sitting at a desk. So just notice how the spine starts to lengthen out and unwind here without the pressures of gravity kind of weighing it down. Maybe the shoulders can soften down a little, open a little more. And breathe some space into the lower back. And the fronts of the hips. And we'll take 3 more full breaths here. Now go ahead and bring your hands down to your knees. You're going to draw your knees together. Just plant your feet on the mat. Maybe walk them in a little closer. And we're just going to start by making these little pelvic tucks, kind of release the spine. So as you exhale, I want you to tuck your tailbone forward, hug the belly button down towards the spine. And then as you inhale, draw the tailbone down into the mat, kind of let the pelvis open up. Then try that again. Exhale, tuck the pelvis forward, tailbone reaches towards the heels. And then inhale, a little arch in the back. One more like that. Exhale, tuck. And inhale, arch. And then come back to a neutral spine, just let that go. We're going to hands up overhead, same idea. We're going to exhale, lift the shoulder blades off the mat without lifting the head, so just shoulder blades lifting up towards the sky. And then as you inhale, push the shoulder blades into the mat, so you're going to lift your heart up towards your hands. And then push the shoulder blades away. And then inhale, drop shoulder blades into the mat. One more like that. Exhale, push. And inhale, draw shoulder blades down. Okay, go ahead and release that. One more little spinal warm up, this time full bridge poses. So tuck the tailbone forward, press into the feet, inhale, lift hips all the way towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, one vertebra at a time, roll the spine back down. Tailbone touches down last. Inhale takes you right back up. Peel the spine up off the mat. And exhale, release. And one more, inhale. Exhale. All right, draw your knees into your chest and a quick little squeeze, little rock side to side. And then last warm up here, we'll get the sides of the spine and the core. So make a tabletop 90-degree angle with the legs, arms come out to the side to support you. We're going to tick-tock the knees over to the left. And then as you inhale, flex the feet, reach the heels forward. And then exhale, rebend, take the legs 45 degrees over to the right. And then inhale, reach the heels forward. And then exhale, switch. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, switch. Keep going with that with your breath, just noticing how it starts to warm up the spine, the obliques, the hamstrings. You're gonna need a little bit more heat and breath. We'll just take it once more to each side. Once you've evened it out, go ahead and draw your knees back into your chest, give it another little squeeze. And we'll start to make some rocks forward and backwards along the spine until eventually we come all the way over to hands and knees. Wrists are going to come under your shoulders, knees under your hips. And then a little different for a cat-cow. Today I want you to keep the right fingertips facing forward and then flip the left fingertips back. And if they only come back about 45 degrees, no worries. Try to take your hand a little lighter when you do this so you still have a short shoulder with space in between the hands. And then cat-cows from here. So inhale, pull the heart forward, draw the left shoulder head back. And then exhale, root the tailbone down, press into the mat around the upper back. 2 more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Good. Flip the left hand forward, the right fingertips back. Same thing. Inhale, heart forward, pull the chest through the arms. Exhale, round the spine, push it to the mat so you can push the right fingertips down, feel that little wrist stretch. Back forward as you breathe in. Exhale, breathe out. One more. Go ahead, release. Bring the right hand forward. We're going to bring the legs a little closer together, tuck the toes under, and then sit back towards the heels. Reach your hands behind you, knuckles towards the mat, just so your shoulder blades drop together. Or if you like, you can take your gaze up towards the ceiling, and down towards the floor, just find a little release for the front of the chest and the neck. And maybe turn your head to the left, to the right, and one more left. Right. A little shoulder roll, let that release. Come back to all fours. You keep the left hand on the mat, inhale, right hand to the sky. And then as you exhale, weave the right arm all the way underneath, coming to thread the needle. And use the weight of your upper body to sink into that stretch. If you like a little more, you can take your left hand up to your lower back, or maybe reach forward. Just about 3 full breaths here. Try to keep reaching the right fingertips out as you lean into that shoulder. It's a nice deep release. Go ahead, release the left hand back down to the mat. Inhale, press yourself up, right hand to sky. And exhale, both hands down. Second side, inhale, left arm up. Exhale, take it all the way down, thread the needle. Take that right hand to wherever you went on the first side. And then just sink into the stretch, about 3 full breaths. Bring the right hand back underneath the shoulder. Inhale, press yourself back up. And then exhale, left hand meets the right. From here, go ahead, tuck your toes under. Send hips up and back, downward facing dog. Press into the hands a lot, especially that inside edge of your hand, so pinky or index finger and thumb. Pressing down. Use that to start to send the chest back towards the thighs, let the sit bones even higher. Keep all that length and strength from the spine and lift up onto the balls of your feet. You exhale, bend the right knee, sink the left heel down, and maybe even shift your hips to the left. So a little side stretch here, getting into the left ankle. And then inhale back through center, both heels up. Exhale, switch, sink to the right. Do that one more time, inhale, lift. Exhale to the left. Inhale, lift. And exhale to the right. Good. All right, go ahead, come back through center, both heels lift high. And then this time as you exhale, we're going to keep pressing the chest back towards the thighs and just hover the knees above the mat. And inhale, straighten the legs, reach the chest back a little more. And exhale, hover the knees, engage the core. Again, inhale, straighten the legs. Exhale, bend. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. All right, straighten your legs. And then on your next inhale, we'll shift into plank. As soon as you exhale, bend the knees, drop them all the way to the mat. and then chest and chin in between the hands. Okay? You're going to use the strength of your back to pull the heart forward, draw the shoulders back and down. And then as you exhale, just send the hips back towards the heels. Take a breath in child's pose. And next inhale, rising back up all fours. Now exhale, tuck the toes, send hips up and back, downward facing dog. And the next inhale, reach your right leg up and back. And then you exhale, bend your right knee, stack your hips. Try to keep squaring the right shoulder to the mat. If you'd like a little more, you can kind of circle out that knee. Try to find some space in the hip socket. Switch directions. And then inhale, we'll straighten out that right leg behind us. Exhale, step it wide to the outside of the right hand. Okay, so this nice long, low lunge, torso to the inside of the right leg. Keep staying in that lunge stance, and then if you can, see if you can walk your fingertips forward a little more. Reach the chest a little closer to the mat. Sink into the right hip. Bring the left hip flexor a little closer to the mat. One more breath here. Walk the hands back underneath your shoulders, and then you're going to press into the right foot, start to straighten the right leg. Just bow the forehead down, making this really wide pyramid shape. And on your next inhale, pull yourself forward into the lunge, shoulder blades engaged, chest reaches forward. And as you exhale, push into the mat around that pyramid. One more like that, inhale, lunge. Exhale, pyramid. Come back to your lunge. As soon as you exhale, step the right foot back to meet the left. Take an inhale, shift forward. And then as you exhale, lower all the way down to the mat. Untuck the toes, climb up onto the forearms for space pose. Okay, so press into the forearms, pull the hands back towards you, feel some engagement across the upper back. And then either stay where you are and just keep working at lifting the chest, or press into the hands and see if you can start to straighten the elbows up while keeping the shoulders dropping down, shoulder blades drawing together. Big inhale here. Exhale, drop the elbows, kind of traction the chest forward as you lower. And again, inhale, lift the elbows up. Exhale, lower. One more inhale. And exhale. All right, from here we're going to tuck the toes under. And then just see if we can start to lift the hips up and back. Coming into this heart melting pose, so backs of the triceps rolling down. Breathing some space right into the sides of the waist, kind of like where your armpits are. Rest your forehead or chin to the mat. And on your next inhale, come back up, plant your hands underneath your shoulders, send the hips up and back, downward dog. Press evenly through the hands, and then reach your left leg up. Bend your knee. Keep squaring the chest to the mat. Maybe roll that knee out a few times one way, and then the other way. Then inhale, send that leg up. Exhale, step it wide to the outside of your left hand. And stay low in the hips, just walk the hands forward. See if you could bring a little more length into the spine. And then walk the hands back underneath the shoulders. Start to straighten that left leg. The left hip draws back, chest bows forward. And then inhale, come back to your lunge, pull the heart forward. And exhale, pyramid. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Come back to your lunge, breathe in. As soon as you exhale, we'll step the left foot back, lower all the way down to the mat. And tuck the toes, inhale, just find regular cobra, so shoulders draw back and down. And then exhale, tuck the toes, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Inhale, send the right leg up and back. And exhale, step your right foot between your hands. Lower the back knee down, inhale, sweep the arms up. As you exhale, land the hands down, shift the weight into the right leg, pick the left leg up. Taking an extra breath here for this first round, press into the right foot, lift that left heel a little higher. And then climb up onto your fingertips, halfway lift as you inhale. Exhale, let the left foot land next to the right foot. Root down through the feet, inhale, rise all the way up to stand. Exhale, hands come to heart center. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Halfway lift. Bend your hands, step your left foot all the way back, lower the back knee down. Send the hips forward, inhale, lift heart to sky. Exhale, hands to the mat. Step back to plank. Lower half or all the way down. Inhale, pull the heart forward, cobra or up tall. Exhale, lift up and back, downward facing dog. Right into it. Inhale, reach your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, lower your back knee down. Inhale, send the hips forward with the heart. And exhale, hands down. Inhale, shift forward, reach that right leg up. Bow in for a breath here. Let the head be heavy. And then come up onto your fingertips, lengthen. And exhale, land the right foot down, fold. Root through the feet, inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right back up as you inhale. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant the hands, step the right foot all the way back. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back through your vinyasa. And on your next inhale, send the right leg up. Exhale, step the right foot between the hands. Lower the back knees, sweep the hands up. This time we're going to catch the left wrist with the right hand, lift up out of the waist, and then over to the right. Take a full breath in. Little deeper exhale. And then inhale, both arms up. Exhale, hands down. Shift the weight into the right leg. Big inhale, kick that left heel up. Exhale, left foot meets the right. Inhale, rise to stand. Exhale, hands to heart center. Reach up, breathe in. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Plant your hands, step the left foot all the way back. Lower the back knee down, sweep the arms up. And then we're going to interlace the hands together except for the index fingers. And pull the arms up to kind of lift out of the waistline. So draw belly to spine. And then press the left glute forward. So engage in the left glute to send the right hamstring closer to the right calf. Engage through the arms, lift up a little more through the sides of your waist. One more breath in. Exhale, release the hands. Step back to plank. Take the vinyasa if you'd like. On your next inhale, send the left leg up. Exhale, step left foot between your hands. Lower your back knee. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Catch the right wrist, lift up, over to the left. Big breath in. Little deeper breath out. Back through center. Exhale, fold. And then big inhale, kick that right heel all the way up. Exhale, right foot meets the left. Rise to stand, big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right back up, inhale. Exhale, fold. Half lift. Plant the hands, step the right foot all the way back. Lower the back knee. Sweep the arms up, maybe opposite interlace of the fingers. This time reach biceps right by the ear. And then engage into the right glute. And as we lift up, up through the waist, we send the hips forward by engaging through that right glute. We're not dumping into the lower back, we're just using the strength of the back and the glute to lift forward and up. 2 more breaths. Release the hands. Exhale, hands to the mat, step back to plank. Lower through your vinyasa. From downward dog, reach your right leg up. Exhale, step your right foot between your hands. This time we're going to spin the back heel down, circle the arms up and around, warrior 2. Take a moment to settle in here. Let the tailbone be heavy, let the shoulders relax down your back. And then we'll slowly straighten the front leg. Turn the right toes forward and interlace the hands together to the lower back. Reach your knuckles down, open up the chest. And then as you exhale, just fold right down the center. Hands can stay at your lower back, or you can reach them up overhead. And try to find this action of pressing the feet down and almost like hugging them together. So you feel some activation through the inner thighs, lifting you up here. Keep that strength in the legs, and then just let the head get a little heavier. Spine releases towards the earth. Go ahead and release the hands down. On your next inhale, we'll climb up to a halfway lift. As you exhale, bend the left knee, sink the hips all the way back. So maybe it's this low side lunge. Maybe you can actually come all the way down to Skandasana, lifting right toes to sky. Want to be somewhere where you feel some space in the left hip and the right hamstring. If you're in Skandasana and you want to add the arms, you can sweep the right hand to the sky. Go ahead and turn your body to face over the right leg. We're going to crawl back forward into our lunge. Set the back knee down, inhale, sweep the arms up. And then as you exhale, we'll find a little open arm twist here. So left hand comes forward, right arm reaches back, engaging into the left glute. And then start to take your right hand towards your back thigh, or maybe even towards your back calf. And we're just going to keep sending the hips forward, lifting the heart up. Maybe start to reach it back, feeling a little bit more. Breathing right into the front of that left hip. And go ahead and release, bring your left hand down, right hand to the sky. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee up. So we're in this lizard dragonfly lunge. Stay here if you like. Double big arm circles with that right arm. Just release the shoulder. Both directions. Take one more inhale, reach your right fingertips to sky. And then exhale, bringing both hands to the inside of your right leg. You're going to stay here or flex your right foot and kind of let the foot fall out to a diagonal. So you come to the outer edge of your right foot. And then reach the hands in the opposite direction. So coming in this diagonal stretch. Sink the hips back. Breathe in your right side body. See if you can drop your shoulders away from your ears. Let the left hip drop a little lower. Walk hands back forward, lower your back knee, and then we're going to heel toe the right foot all the way across, so coming to pigeon. All right, so from pigeon, I want you to think about scissoring your legs towards each other, kind of like we did in the lunges. So engage into this left glute. Inhale, we'll draw the inner thighs together. Find this lift right up to the pelvic floor. Maybe you can even lift your hands. And then as you exhale, you'll just kind of release and sink the hips down. And then 2 more like that. Inhale, pull up through the midline, engage. Exhale, soften back down. And 1 more inhale. Exhale. And then keep the hips down. This time as you inhale, just roll the shoulders back and lift the heart, maybe lift the gaze. And then exhale, we'll fold all the way down to resting pigeon. If you need a blanket or something underneath that right hip to support it, feel free to grab that. Otherwise, just soften in here for about a minute or so. Your attention starts to drift. Just see if you could bring your breath into the tightest places. So you take your awareness there. Rather than trying to distract yourself from a posture, instead you try to come into it, to feel it more. Like I said, I'll go ahead and bring the hands back underneath the shoulders. Take your time making your way back to downward dog. When you get there, pedal the feet out, or maybe take the right leg up and just kind of release that hip out. Do a tiny bit of strength building before we do that second side. So, from downward dog, you're going to inhale, lift up to the balls of your feet. And then as you exhale, press chest back towards thighs, cover the knees. And then inhale, shift it all the way forward into your plank. Exhale, bend the elbows halfway down, chaturanga. Strong inhale, press back up. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward dog. And then inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, bend the knees, hovering just above here. Inhale, shift forward plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Press back up. Exhale, downward dog. One more time, inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, hover the knees. Shift into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. This time, if you want to come to your up dog or your cobra, feel free. Get a little back bend. And then when you're ready, we'll come back downward dog. Next, inhale, send your left leg up. Exhale, step your left foot between your hands, spin the back heel down, circle the arms, rise up, warrior two. Take a moment to settle into the shape. Reach through the crown of the head, sink the tailbone down, let the spine get longer. Inhale, straighten the front leg, turn the left toes forward, balls and toes to the right. This time, hands are going to come down to the mat as you come into your fold. You can just hold on to opposite elbows, find a little release through the spine and sides of your waist. Or maybe walk your fingertips through the arms. And find a little deeper fold here, let the head be heavy. And come up onto your fingertips, halfway lift. Exhale, bend into the right knee, stay in that side lunge, releasing all the way down. Couple breaths here. Last inhale. So you exhale, we'll turn the torso forward, and then start to crawl back to the top of the mat. Right heel spins up, right knee lowers, and then sweep the hands up, low lunge. So right away, engage into that right glute, send the hips forward, lift up out of the waistline. And then we'll find that open arm twist. And then all you'll do is let the left hand fall to the back thigh, and find a little support there, reach the right arm up. And all the back bend comes from is sending the hips forward a little more, lifting the heart up. And breathe into that right long right side of your waist. One more breath in. Exhale, release the right hand down, reach left fingertips to sky, maybe lift the back knee up. And then both hands down to the end. We did the arm circles, a couple arm circles here, open up that left shoulder, both directions. And then inhale, left fingertips to sky. Exhale, both hands down to the inside. All right, so keep sinking the hips to the left. If you want a little more, you can flex your left toes, let that knee fall outwards here on the knife edge of your foot. And then walk your fingertips out to the right corner of your mat. Sink the hips back, open up into left side body. Couple breaths. Walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Lower the back knee. Heel toe that left foot all the way across. Letting your knee fall forward. Setting your right leg straight out behind you. All right, and then we're gonna hold the inner thighs together. So it's this inhale, drawing everything up through the midline, engage the pelvic floor lift. And then exhale, sink into that. And again, inhale, hug inner thighs together, lift up. Exhale, release. And one more, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Bring the hands down, roll the shoulders back, inhale, find a little more space across the front of the chest. And then exhale, start to come all the way into your fold. Finding as much release as you can. We spend a lot of time in class stretching the hips, moving through the hips, because they're connected to all of our biggest muscle groups, these parts of the body. And we spend a lot of our day sitting. It's natural for the hips and the back to get tight and store a lot of stress and tension there. So if you could just get your breath to circulate through the lower back, sides of the hips, the front of the hips. And start to breathe some of that tension out. And walk your hands back underneath your shoulders. Take your time, making your way up and back, downward dog. And when you get there, pedal up the feet, maybe circle that left knee up, or release. When you're ready, come back to downward dog. We'll inhale, lift up to the balls of the feet. Exhale, bend the knees, hover, press the chest back, get longer through the sides of the waist. Really reach the tailbone back, breathe here, wrap the triceps down. And then slowly bring the knees all the way down to the mat. Walk the hands back towards you. Lift up onto the knees. Bring the hands to the lower back. We're gonna press the hips forward, draw the tailbone down, and then kind of scoop the shoulder blades together so you lift right behind the heart. You can stay here and just work at pressing the hips and the heart forward. If you want, you can drop the head back, start to come towards camel. Maybe you can reach down and grab the ankles. If that feels like too much, then no need to go there. 2 more breaths wherever you are. And then hands to your lower back, inhale, lift up. Exhale, we'll keep the toes tucked under, just sit back towards the heels. You need a little bit less intensity, hands to the mat. Otherwise, hands to your lap, or maybe hands to your heart. Let the tailbone be heavy, reach to the crown of your head. Seeing if you can breathe a little more space into the low back, tops of the hips, maybe into the feet. Relax your shoulders. You can release your jaw, relax the muscles in your face. As the intensity of this pose builds, just see if you can make your breath stronger. Bring your attention to softening more. Meet the intensity where it's at rather than shying away from it. And seeing what you can do to soften and accept it. 3 more breaths. And go ahead, slowly bring your hands down to the mat. Untuck the toes, releasing into the mat a little bit, give a little tap. We'll sit back towards the heels, and then just take your hand to your left knee. You're gonna lift the left knee up, just stretch the top of that foot and the ankle. And release. And then with the right knee up, stretch the top of the foot and the ankle. And release. All right, go ahead and sit up to one side. We'll swing the legs all the way out in front of us. Little shake of the legs. And then bring your hands next to you into fists, and then you're gonna press the knuckles down into the mat so you can get a little longer through the sides of the waist, lift up to the front of the head. Flex your toes back so the heels are reaching forward. And see if you can keep all this length in the spine, but release your hands, reach them up towards the sky. As you exhale, just tip forward about 45 degrees. And then inhale, find a little more length. And then exhale, come all the way into a fold. See if you can surrender in this shape for 3 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, slowly begin to feel yourself up. And we'll come all the way out to our backs. When you get there, draw the knees into the chest. Rock side to side or circle out the knees. And then keep the knees in as close to your upper body as you can. We'll let them both fall to the left. Reach the right arm out to the right. And then just see how heavy you can get here. So just let the legs sink down, let the right shoulder sink down. I'm trying to release a little more on this twist. Let it all go. And then next inhale, come back to center. And then let the knees fall over to the other side. Let the legs release all the way down and then take the left arm out. Creating a little more space to the left side of your waist. One more breath here. And on your next inhale, come back through center. Wrap both arms around your shins and draw your knees in towards you. Curl into this tight little ball. Just one more big squeeze. And then go ahead, release, extend the legs out. Making your way to Shavasana. Kind of scoop the shoulder blades underneath you, broaden across the collarbones. And then just let everything release here. No more work to be done. Here we take a couple breaths to scan through your body. Notice any areas that feel a little more open, more relaxed. Length you created in your spine, space in the shoulders and the hips. And just continue to relax here, letting yourself melt down into that space you've created. Start to move your fingers and your toes. Just roll out your wrists and your ankles. Maybe rock your head side to side, give your neck a little release. And then we'll go ahead and reach the arms all the way overhead. Get yourself a nice full body stretch. Point your toes, flex your toes, get a little longer. Big breath in. And exhale, release. Draw your knees in towards you. You're gonna roll off onto your favorite side, and then just gently pick yourself up to a seat. When you get there, find a tall spine, relax your shoulders. Feel that space you've created. And try to keep this sense of space and softness with you as you go through the rest of your day, maybe the rest of the week. Bring your hands together, lifting our thumbs to the center of our foreheads. Lift our hearts, bow to ourselves and each other. Namaste.